Hello and welcome back. I hope you all are doing great. Now we move on to the next module, that is the module 7 on rational functions. The first lesson in this module is to multiply. It's multiplying and dividing rational expressions. We will begin this lesson by looking into its learning objectives, that is to simplify rational expressions and to simplify rational expressions by multiplying and dividing. There are two objectives which we will see in this video, and the keywords are rational expression, complex fraction. We heard a lot about rational expressions. Rational, let's see what it means. Now, if you're thinking of rational expressions, here, before that, let's see what is ratios. Ratios is two quantities dividing one over the other. So here 35 by 40, it's a ratio. Similarly, if you have polynomials, one over the other, a polynomial is basically like this equation. X squared, it can be x cubed, anything. But it must be a polynomial. Polynomial is always having degree more than 1. So x plus 2 divided by x minus 3. This is a rational expression. Similarly, anything that is polynomial divided by another polynomial. The ratios of two polynomials, that is what it means. Ratio means one over the other. And now, similarly, how we split into factors and then divide, the same way we can even solve these rational expressions. And we will look into this now. Let's look into the problem. You will understand how easy and simple it is. Now here we have to simplify x squared minus 2x minus 24 divided by 2x cubed plus 6x squared minus 8x. Now this is something that you have learned before. To factor out, how do we factor? Just imagine we are looking into the first term, only the above term, numerator. You know you can find the factors by such that the multiple of 25, when you add two numbers, it's negative 2. It's a long, lengthy procedure. But instead of that, let me show you the easy calculator method. It's not that difficult. It just takes a lot of time. And if you want the exact explanation, I'll put a link to the videos where we factor out these terms. But for now, I will stick to the calculator method. All you need to know is, what are you simplifying? The numerator and the denominator, right? Now let's just focus on the numerator. So you can use your calculator over here and go to mode phi 3. Now let me repeat it. Why mode phi 3? When you click on mode, you will see a set of options. This is an equation. It's a quadratic equation, polynomial equation. So equation is given by phi eqn. And then it's option 3 because this is quadratic, that's having power 2. Now only quadratic is over here. Now you can just press 3 and now you need to type the coefficients. Coefficients are the terms which are beside the variables. X squared is over here. What is beside it? It's 1. What is beside x? Minus 2. And lastly we have minus 24. That is what we are doing. 1, minus 2 and minus 24. Now when you press equal to, you're going to get the answers. X equals 6 and there's one more. See, x1 means the first answer, and now the second answer is x equals, let me write it beside it, x equals negative 4. Now it is very, very important for you to understand one thing. This is not the factor, this is the x value. To write factors, we need to bring this inside the equal to. When you bring the 6 inside, it becomes x minus 6. Here you will get x minus becomes plus 4. This is the factors. These are the factors. So now, same thing can be done to the denominator. Now the numerator is x minus 6, x plus 4. Now what about the denominator? There is one rule. Whenever you use the calculator, you must get the coefficient simplified. That means if you have any common term, if the coefficient of the first highest degree, that is power 3, is more than 1, see whether you can factor it out. Now 2 can be factored out, common factor, isn't it? 2 can be removed, and what is remaining? X to the power 3 plus 6 divided by 2 is 3x squared minus 4x. This is very important. You can even remove another x out. You can do that, but now let me leave it like this. Now I have x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4. Here 2 is removed out. Don't forget this 2. Let it be. Now what about the factors of this term? Let me change the color. Now I'll write in black. So go to mod phi and type the equation 4 because this is in cubic. 4. Now let's see. Whatever is the coefficient inside the bracket before x cube is 1. Then we have plus 3 minus 4. Now when it's cubic, there must be 4 terms. You can see cube, square, x, and where is the constant? The number is not there. That means after negative 4, it's plus 0. Don't think this is the number. No, there must be a number over here that is 0. Now you will get x equals 1. Let's see other factors. X equals minus 4. And lastly, we have x equals 0. Okay, there are 3 roots, 3 solutions. You'll have 3 factors over here. Now let's bring this inside. It will be x minus 1, one factor. X plus 4 is the other factor. Now here you can see it's only x equals 0. That means even if you bring this inside, it will be plus or minus 0. It's the same thing, right? So don't ignore this. You just write it as x. Whenever that's 0, that means it will be just x. Is that okay? So it's just x. So now the 3 factors over here are 2. Don't forget this 2. This 2 must be written. Then I will write x directly because it's just x. Then you have x minus 1, x plus 4. Okay, these are the factors. Now what? Now you can cancel out terms, right? This one cancels out. What happens? You're remaining with x minus 6 divided by 2x into x minus 1. Is this okay? Why? Because this is over here the numerator. This plus 4 and plus 4 is cancelled. It's like you're dividing and multiplying up and down is the same terms. They cancel out, right? What is remaining? X minus 6. Fine. What else? Divided by 2x minus 1. This would be the answer. You know, this is the final answer. X minus 6 divided by 2x minus 1. Whichever method you employ, ultimately the answer will be the same. Now you can do one thing over here. You can remove x common as well. You can do 2x and then, so let me just write it in black. It's more visible. Now here, instead of only removing 2, you can remove 2x and then you are remaining with x squared plus 3x minus 4 and use quadratic, and yes, you can solve it. Mod phi 3 and let me solve 1 plus 3 minus 4. And what are the answers factors? X equals 1 and x equals negative 4. Why now? This 2x is already there outside. So these factors are only 2 answers. X squared means 2 answers. It will be the same answer. Doesn't matter how you do. Whichever you find easy, just go with it. And now there is one more thing which I just want to recall. Now, why did I remove this 2? Let's come back over here. Why did I remove the 2? Can't I just put directly all the factors? Now, over here the 2 is out and over here the 2 is inside. When the 2 was removed common, we got these factors, isn't it? It was x equals 1 minus 4, 0. Now, let me press mod phi and cubic is 4 and let me type these coefficients. 2, 6 and minus 8. What is the answer I'm getting? X equals 1 minus 4, 0. See, the problem is you're going to get the same factors. The thing is, there was a 2 outside. See, this 2x. If you directly put this in calculator, if you're not removed common terms, then you're missing out on 2. Your answer is wrong. Your answer must have 2 divided. See, this 2 is there, 2x into x minus 1 and this plus 4 cancels. So if you don't remove common terms out, then you will get wrong answer. But imagine over here, instead of 6 it was 5, then no, you couldn't take anything common out, directly put it and you will get the answers. This is the part A of it, and part B is where it is undefined. Okay, where it is undefined. Let me explain this. We had okay, the denominator. I knew what was the sorry, one second. What were the factors in the denominator? Only the denominator. It was 2x, and then we had x minus 1, x plus 4. Okay, I hope this is correct. Let me just double check. Yes, it's x minus 1 and x plus 4. These were the factors. Now, when will this function be undefined? Polynomials are defined everywhere. If you graph this, the domain is minus infinity to plus infinity. But any problem will be undefined if you're dividing anything by 0. Now, what is anything divided by 0? Sometimes you might just tell 1 or 0 or something like that. No, it's undefined. There is no answer for this. Now, let me try. Let me go back. You can just clear your calculator, and now 1 divided by 0, it's math error because you cannot, it's undefined at that point. Now if you're thinking why is it so, because anyways I'm teaching this, so I'll tell you what's the reason. Now imagine you have 10 students in your class. Okay, now you're grouping. Divide means grouping, so you want to divide into 5 groups. Let me divide into 5 groups. Okay, so how many do you get? You get 2. That means you get each group of 2 students. You can have 5 groups with 2 students each. Same way, if I divide by say 2 over here, I want to do 2 groups. Each group can have 5 students. Or let me divide by 1. I'm grouping. Sorry, let me divide by 10. Sorry. I want to do 10. I have 10 students. I want to do 10 groups. That means in each group I'll have 1 student. Now same thing, let me divide by 0. That means I need 0 groups. How many students? So over here 5 groups say 2, 2 groups say 5, 10 groups say 1 student each. Now I want 0 groups. That means 0 is nothing, right? So I can just tell I have 0 group. I can do 1 times 0 group. I can do 2 times 0 group. Because there's nothing. Basically I can tell I've done a 0 group 100 times. I can tell I have done a 0 group 1000 times. I can just keep on going. Because anything divided by 0 is you're taking something from the numerator. Sorry, you're taking nothing from the numerator. How many times can you take nothing? You can take infinite times. That is why whenever we divide by 0, it's called undefined or infinity, because you can keep on taking something from a number. You can keep on taking nothing from something all the time, right? It's kind of like that. Anyways, I got too carried away. This is the actual explanation, but you can even check it out by, dividing a small number. Say now, for example, I can't divide 0. Let me divide something by 0.01. It's a small, it's not very close to 0, but it's still near to 0, right? Now let me increase these zeros. As I increase, you see it's going to be a huge number. As it is almost approaching 0, you can see this is becoming a very huge number. 10 to the power 17 means there are 17 zeros after 1. Very huge. So it's going towards infinity. It's a huge number. That's the thing about it. So now we will come back over here. Sorry, the last 4 minutes were a bit carried away, I believe. But anyways, I hope you have understood why it's undefined. And that's the exact explanation for the undefined thing. If you are thinking why it was so. Now, back over here, let's see this. So in our understanding, we should know that denominator can never be 0. So whatever we do, this denominator should not be 0. So what are the cases it will be 0? If we have x of minus 4, then plus 4, this will be 0 and everything is 0. Or if we have plus 1, minus 1, it will be 0. Or if x is 0, it will be 0. So these are the 3 cases, right? Now how can we easily find the answers? It's very simple. After you have simplified, this is the simplification. That's one answer. If they ask you in the exam, over, that's it. But if they ask you when will it be undefined, all you need to do is, you don't even need to factor out anything. Whatever is the denominator, put mod phi, and since it is a cubic, I'll directly type 4 and let me solve it. 2, 6, minus 8. In this case, because I'm just finding the solutions, I'm not finding the coefficients, right? Here 2 doesn't matter. 2 is just a constant, it doesn't matter. Only the x values matters, right? So I will just press equal to now. So the undefined values are when x equals 1, when x equals -4, and when x equals 0, it is undefined. So these are the solutions for the part B. When is the expression undefined? Sorry, when x is equal to over here. Okay, x is equal to 0, when x is 0, when x is 1, or when x is -4. Okay, you can directly get the answers, these denominator factors, to the other side. That's it. I hope this is clear. We will do another problem, the check problem, and understand better. Now, how do you simplify this? Let's do this. You can try pausing the video and solve it by yourselves and then continue it. Now let's see here, the top, I'll directly put in the calculator mod phi 3 because it's quadratic and there's no coefficient. That's 1, 2, and then last one is again 1. What are the answers? Now directly I know where x equals -1, so as a factor I have to change the sign and write x plus 1. Now here, okay, there's an important thing to learn. Now can you see it's not x1, there is only x. What does it mean to be only x? That means in a quadratic equation, since it's going upwards, positive, this graph is something touching only at one point and going up. Since it's -1, it is touching at -1 at only -1. It's such that it touches only once, not like this. Doesn't cut 2 points like how quadratic does. This is a special case. So what do you understand is, both the answers, it is x equals -1, x equals -1. These are the factors. Okay. Now, -1 over here. So if you take this inside, it will be x plus 1, x plus 1, and it is x plus 1 the whole square. So how do you understand this? Whenever you can see only one single answer in your calculator, when you press equal to, you'll just get one single answer. So just write x plus 1 and whole square. That means there are two answers. Divided by, what is the other factor? Now you can see when we solve this, mod phi 3, look at this, 4. Now we can't take any factor out because 3 is prime. So it is 4, 3 minus 1. Now look over here, you will get x1. So first answer of x is 1/4. Let me write it. And then what do we have? -1. Okay, that -1 is directly written, it will be +1. Okay, what about 1/4? Now how do we do this? There are various ways to solve this. First thing, see, it is x equals 1 divided by 4. What happens when you take this 4 to the other side? It becomes multiplication. It becomes 4x equals 1. You multiply both the sides by 4. And then take this 1 to the other side, it will be 4x minus 1. This is the factor. Okay, you need to just take this 4 to the other side and take the 1 inside. Or you can do one more method, x minus 1/4. That is the thing. This is a factor. Now you don't keep anything in denominator, so multiply 4 on both the sides. It will be 4x minus 1 because 4 cancels. Here it will be 4x. Either way, you're going to get the same answer. So the factor is 4x minus 1. Now x plus 1 cancels with the square, so you're remaining with x plus 1 divided by 4x minus 1. This is the answer. Now let's quickly write this as well over here. What are the expressions when it's undefined? Just now we did it, right? The denominator only. So it is 4, 3 and -1. 1/4 means it's 0.25 when x is 0.25 and when x is -1. These are the two answers. So this is it. This is how you simplify rational expressions. It's very straightforward, but you need to practice more problems and you will be very thorough with this. Let's move on to the next topic. Same like before, but it's just that there is something -1 over here. What does that mean? Okay, let me tell you. Can you see this? Here, first of all, first step is simplification. Take any common terms out. Here you can see x and x is common. So I will remove x outside. It will be 6x minus 5y. And over here it will be x plus 2y divided by x plus y. And then we have 5y minus 6. This is just simplification by removing the x outside. Now, what is the next thing? If you look closely over here, you can understand that 6x minus 5y, and over here we have 5y minus 6. It's just that the negative signs are flipped, right? You can do one thing. Since you want to cancel these, but I can't cancel, they're not the same thing. There is a rule that states if you want to flip the signs of any two things over here or over here, you need to multiply -1. Multiply -1 over here. This factor, if you multiply 1 -1 over here, if you want to flip over here, you should multiply once. Now I have 1 -1. That means this factor here changes its signs. It'll be 5. Both this will become minus, this will become plus. So I'll write the plus one first. 5y minus 6x. And this over here is x plus 2y divided by x plus y and 5y minus 6x. Now I'll repeat this again. Remember, this is a rule, you must memorize it. You can multiply -1 to any of this term, or you can remove this -1. You can think of that, you're removing this -1, so sign changes, right? So if you want to swap these signs, all you need to do is add a term of -1, and whatever is negative becomes positive, and what is positive becomes negative. Not everywhere, only in one factor. That's it. Now I can easily cancel these both, and this minus x into x plus 2y divided by x plus y. So now x plus y, I can't cancel this and this. Why? Because it's added with y. This is just a x term multiplied. So this is the final answer. Let's look into the answers. Sorry, over here you can see it is minus x into x plus 2y divided by x plus y. That's how we solve it. Very simple, very straightforward. Once you get a hang of it, you will easily solve it. Just remember the -1 over here. And we will move on to the next problem. It's same problem like how we did over here. So let's look over here quickly. Select the simplified form of 7y minus 3x. Over here 5x minus 1, 5x cubed plus x squared, and 3x minus 7y. So let's see. First of all, remove anything that's common. I can see over here x cubed and x is common. X squared is screaming to be removed out as common term. Let's do that. So 7y minus 3x remains same. There's nothing common here as well. 5x minus 1. In the denominator, I can remove x squared outside. What remains is 5x plus 1. Because x squared is removed, nothing that's 1 is remaining. And what else is there? 3x minus 7y. Now, it's easy to know that these two factors are same. It's 5x plus 1. Oh, sorry. My bad. You can't cancel these. Please don't cancel them. They are two different terms, guys. It's 5x minus 1, 5x plus 1. You can't cancel them. Okay. Now, what about these other things? Here it's minus. See, now one thing I want to make it clear. I can't take a negative sign out. If I take a -1 out, what happens is 1 becomes positive and I'll have minus 5x. Here, both are positive, one is negative. So no matter what, you can't equate them. Doesn't matter what you multiply. So these two will remain in your answer. These two must be there. It can be either this answer, this one, or this one. This is wrong. Why? Because since there is only one negative and one positive, and over here both are same signs, no matter what, you can't make them equal and cancel it off. It won't work. But you can see over here there is one negative, one negative, one positive, one positive. I just want to get this first as positive, right? What I'll do is I'll multiply -1 here. This becomes positive and the other one becomes negative. And I'm remaining with 5x minus 1 divided by x squared into 5x plus 1. And lastly, we have got 3x minus 7y. Now, I will cancel this and this. You're remaining with negative, so this is wrong because it's positive. This is also wrong. This is the final answer. You're remaining with minus 5x minus 1 divided by x squared into 5x plus 1. The answer is the option A, first one. And this is the method. I hope it is clear. You can do this. And that's it. So now we will move to the next type of problem. It is multiplying and dividing rational expressions. Let's look into these problems. These are important problems as well. Now over here we have a simple thing. If we have, say, a by b multiplied by c by d, how do we solve? We just multiply them, numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator. But always remember the denominators can't be equal to 0. B can't be equal to 0, d can't be equal to 0. Why? Because in denominator, if any one is 0, then it's undefined. Same thing over here, dividing. Okay, now multiplying is very straightforward. When you're dividing, let me just get it over here. Say I have 2 by 3 divided by 5 by 6. Okay, what happens? In order to take this division sign, you reciprocate this in the sense 2 divided by 3 remains. First term does not change. Now I want to make this multiplication, right? The rule is when I multiply this from division, because they're inverse of each other, I inverse division to multiplication. So inverse these two ratios. That means numerator comes up 6 by 5. This is what happens. 6 divided by 5. Now we can simplify this 1 time, 2 time. It will be 4 by 5. The answer is 4 by 5. So this is how you solve it. You can directly put this in calculator in division. You will get the answer. But when you change from division to multiplication, you're inversing it. You need to inverse the next fraction as well. Now same thing here. If you have a by b divided by c by d, it's gonna be a by b multiplied by d by c, reciprocated or inverted. This is the important thing. It'll be AD divided by BC. In this case, see, there are many things that can't be equal to 0. Why? Because over here B can't be equal to 0, D can't be equal to 0, and then when you're solving it here in the denominator, C also can't be equal to 0. So there are many terms, okay? But anyways, we will start solving. And one more thing is complex fraction. Okay, now imagine I am dividing. See, this is a complex fraction. For example, I have a x plus 3 term divided by, okay, I'm dividing ratio, sorry, x minus 3. And I'm dividing this by another, rational expression. Again, I have x squared minus 3x divided by something, okay? So now this is a complex fraction where basically you have a rational expression with another rational expression in the numerator or denominator, or you're multiplying or dividing. So we will see all these problems now in a while. First is multiplying. Multiplying is one of the easiest. All you need to see is as it is. This is it. So this is the same line. Now see what is common up and down and cancel it off. X is common here. I'll change the color. Let me just make it brown. So x is common here. So I will cancel this with what? This x. Now y is there over here. This is gone with this one. And then 3 one time and 3 3 times. So it is 3 by 9 is 1 by 3rd. And what about this? I can do one thing. 3 one time, 3 4 times 12. And then 4 one time and 4 2 times 8. So what's the numbers remaining? It is 1 by 2, and the alphabets remaining is x squared by y cube. It's half x squared by y cube. That will be the answer, final answer. So, or x squared divided by 2, because it's in the denominator, y cube. Now if you're getting this confused, there's another shortcut method for the numbers. I mean, take out your calculator, put all the numbers together. Now it will be 3 by 8 multiplied by, this dot is multiplication, 12 by 9. What is the answer? It's half. So write the half separately. And what about these numbers? It's x into x squared into y divided by y into x into y cube. Now this goes off with over here, this with over here. You're remaining with x squared and y cubed. So it is 1, sorry, not 1. Numerator, there is x squared. Write everything in the numerator. 1 you don't need to write. 2y cubed. That's it. That's how you get it. Very simple. Okay, that's it. Now there's another division problem. Please do try this by yourselves, and then you can pause the video now and try it, and then I'll solve it up. I hope you tried it. Now we will see here. First one is 10d phi divided by 6cd. Now what we need to do is, from division you need to make it multiplication. Swap the numerator and denominator. It will be 4c divided by 30c cube d squared. This is it. Now what happens? Numbers all can be sorted out together in the calculator, but I'll solve it over here. It'll be 1 times 3 times and 2 times 3 times. It'll be 2 by 9, the number. And what about this? D squared, so minus this, it'll be 3. Always numerator and denominator, the powers subtract. 5 minus 2 is 3. So you're remaining, and over here there is 1 as well, right? So it again cancels and becomes 2. So you're remaining with the d to the power 2. What about c? This cancels with this and it'll be power 2. And over here, okay, this and this cancel. Anyways, it'll be 3. Why? Because there is a c over here and over here. Yeah, c over here, this comes down, right? C cube and c. So 1 I cancelled over here, I wrote 2, and then whenever it's in the same numerator or denominator, it adds up, it becomes 3. Or instead, the easier way would be, since it's one single c over here, cancel it with over here. You're remaining with divided by c cube. This would be the answer. So it is 2 by 9 d squared c cube. You don't need to do all this substitution. You can. Over here they have just told, they have split everything. See over here, this is as 2 times 5. 30 can be written as, sorry, it'll be 4, right? 2 times 2, it'll be swapped over here. 30 is written as 2 times 3 times 5. 6 is 2 times 3. What about c cube, c, d, and you're just cancelling out. This just takes a long time. Just do it quickly. Whichever method is easy, follow that. Anyways, this is how we solve it. We will go to this real world problem here. A manufacturer that creates and sells rectangular planters wants to compare the areas of the top section of two potential size of planters. For some given measure x, the area for the first planter is represented by the given equation, that's x squared plus 15x plus 50 divided by x plus 2. And the area for the second planter is represented by, over there it's given as x squared plus 30x plus 200 divided by x plus 2. Write and simplify an expression that represents the ratio of the area for the first planter to that of the second. Now here planters are like, what I guess is, it's like planting, there'll be big rectangular soil and everything. You can plant plants, I guess. So this is some sort of planters. So there might be, in rows, okay? One over here, there might be some support, and there might be one plant over here, planter, and there might be one more in the bottom one, 2 sections. They want to compare the areas. They have told expression represent the ratio of the area of the first planter to that of second. A ratio means divide. They're asking you to divide this divided by the second one. It's like over here, the first one, x squared plus 15x plus 50 divided by x plus 2. You must divide with the second one. Over here, it's 30x and 200. How do we do? It's the same thing like how we did a while ago. But now here we need to use fractions, okay? Let me write this properly first. X squared plus 15x plus 50 divided by x plus 2. The first term does not change, only the second term changes. It's x plus 2 here divided by x squared plus 30x plus 200, okay? Now here you can see x plus 2 cancels. What about the other two terms? Use your calculator and simplify. Here it is more 5 and 3. And type the coefficients. It's 1, 15 and 50. The answer is x minus becomes plus 5 here for the above factor numerator over here, and the next one is minus 10 becomes plus 10. So x plus 10. There are two answers because it's quadratic. Now what about the other thing? Here it's 1, 30 and 20. Now you can see this is, okay, did I type everything correctly? Oh, sorry, it's 200, right? Okay. Now it's 200 here. It's x minus 10 that will be divided by this term, isn't it? It will be x plus 10 because I have to change the sign. And lastly, we have x plus 20. Plus 20. Now here this plus 10 and plus 10 cancels. You're remaining with x plus 5 divided by x plus 20. This is your final answer. You can see when you solve it up, x plus 5 divided by x plus 20, that's it. That is your answer. You're basically finding division and you change it by multiplication. You swap the numerator denominator and get the answer. We go to complex fractions. Now look over here. We have a ratio with numerator as a fraction, I mean ratio, rational expression, and even the denominators. Such problems are called complex fractions. Now how do you solve them? If you look carefully, this is, imagine this as term A and this as term B. It's basically A divided by B, or I can write A divided by B, isn't it? So I just do that. The top term, let it be 3x divided by x minus y divided by this term 6xy divided by 4x square and so on. Okay, let's see here. All you're doing is this numerator as it is, but the denominator will be divided by it. Why? Because if you see 2 by 5, what is it? 2 by 5 means it's 2 divided by 5. Now if I have, imagine 2 by 5 divided by 1 by 2. Now I can write this as 2 by 5 divided by 1 by 2. It's the same thing I'm doing. The top term is a fraction, I mean a rational expression, divided by the denominator. So this is how we get it. Now what next? Here you need to make this inverse multiplication. So it is 3x by x minus y multiplied with numerator goes up, numerator goes down. Denominator goes up, numerator goes down. Swap it. And now let's simplify. Here guys, this 3x over here, it will become 2 only because x is cancelled, 3 with 2. But don't forget this can be simplified. 4 can be removed out. What happens now? X square minus y square. And what can I do with this? Or there is another way, sorry. Let's recall a formula. Does anyone remember a squared minus b squared formula? A square minus b square is always a plus b, a minus b. This is very, very important. This formula does not change. This is, you must remember this. We have done in previous grades. Now this formula is what we will apply over here. But whenever we use calculator method of applying this formulas, you must reduce it. You can use x over here, but then we won't be able to cancel this. Always try to get the reduced form. 4 and 4 is common, right? So when you remove 4 out, you will get x square minus y square. Yes. Now x square and y square can be split out as 4 into x plus y, x minus y. This is what we are doing. Now look carefully. 3x over here, 4 is removed out, and now this x square minus y square is split into x plus y, x minus y from this formula up above here. This is what we did. And now you're just simplifying x minus y up and down here. Can you see this? Cancels. Here 6 cancels with 3. It is 1 time and this is 2 times. And this 2 can be cancelled 1 time with this, and this is 2 times. And then x can be cancelled over here. If you're getting confused with the numbers, just use calculator. 3 times 4 by 6. It is 4 times 3 is 12 by 6. The answer would be 2. So that's it. And now you're remaining with 2. X plus y remains intact divided by y. That's the simplification. Now we have one more problem. Please do pause the video and try it by yourself, just like what we have done just now. And then I'll continue. I hope you guys tried pausing the video. If not to try it now, at least try to solve a little bit and then we'll continue. So if you tried, you might see the first step would be writing this term as it is, x squared minus 9y squared divided by xy. This will be divided by this term, 2x plus 6y divided by x squared. Next, what happens is when you do multiplication, the left side term will remain same. It's 9y squared divided by xy. But the right side term, because it's multiplication now, becomes inverted. Not 2x, it will be x squared by 2x plus 6y. Now let's take the common terms out. Here we have nothing common here. Here we have, sorry. Here this is important. Don't forget the formula, a plus b, a minus b. But since you need to have a square minus b square, and here what is it? Is there b square? 9 is separate. You can do one thing, x square is as it is, minus you can write 3y the whole square. Why? Because 9 can be written as 3 square and both are squares. So this is what you do. Because it's a perfect square, if you do square root 9, what is the answer? It is 3. It's a perfect square. So x square minus 3y square. And now we will do this a formula. It will be x square minus, I'll just write it over here, x square minus 3y square, right? The formula would be x plus 3y, x minus 3y. Okay. Now I will write it directly over here, the simplified form. X plus 3y, x minus 3y multiplied with x square divided by xy. Now here don't forget to remove the common term. Don't write it directly. It will be 2 is multiplied outside and you're remaining with x plus 3y. Okay. Now you can cancel this and this term, and this x cancels with this square and write whatever is remaining. You're remaining with x minus 3y divided by 2xy. That must be your answer. Okay, this is x and y. Let's see. Okay, sorry, I forgot to write this x. See, x square is gone, but this x remains, isn't it? X multiplied by x minus 3y divided by, oh, this x is gone. Sorry, my bad. This x was cancelled with the square, isn't it? So it's only 2y. Now you can see when you split this from formula, it will be x plus 3y, x minus 3y multiplied with x squared divided by xy into 2 is common out, x plus y, x plus 3y. Now x plus 3y and x plus 3y from the numerator denominator cancels off, and this square, x square, and this x cancels off. You're remaining with x times x minus 3y divided by y and 2, that is 2y. So that would be the answer. This is the steps, and that's it. So this is how you solve these rational expressions. You're simplifying, you're multiplying, and you're dividing. That's it for this lesson. I hope you have found it helpful, and if you have any doubts, please do post them in the comments and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. If you have any clarification, you can just quickly watch the video back again. Go to the doubts you have, go watch it again. It might clarify over there, or if not, just put a question over there. I'll try to get back as soon as possible. And before I leave, I just want to remind you, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. And the reason why I'm saying it is, I'm so happy there are so many who watch the videos, but it's only maybe 10 or 15% who really subscribe to the channels. That's the statistics. But anyways, as long as you learn, that's more than enough. But if you do subscribe, it's free. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you one and all, and please do stay tuned for the next video. Until then, bye bye.